Hello, all. It's Dr. Liz Wright, and today in Random in Psychology, we are talking about health and stress. And this particular page that the random number generator has me on is talking about applications of health and stress research and how we can use those applications in order to make our lives better. What we're talking about is first of all, how can laughter influence our physical health and our mental health? So, a lot of research has found that watching things that make us laugh or doing things that make us laugh can decrease negative mood, increase positive mood. But there's also been some research that shows that the effect kind of plateaus. So, because one would think, well, okay, if laughter makes me feel good, then like super, super amounts of laughter, that should work much better, right? So the research does show, though, that, um, you know, laughing all of the time is not going to be more beneficial than enjoying a good laugh sometimes. One of the things I often talk about with my students is the facial feedback effect, which is basically the idea of whatever the face is doing, it feeds back into the brain and tells the brain, "Oh, I'm smiling. I must be happy." So the process of laughter takes all of the muscles in the face and brings them up. And so this will, or could, I should say, feed back into the brain as happiness. And so the idea that laughter is a good medicine is beneficial. There's also been research that has indicated that laughter can decrease stress in certain instances related to, for example, having surgery, which can then be beneficial in terms of decreasing the experience of pain post surgery. So it's as if, feeling more relaxed because of the laughter can decrease our experience of pain. Another thing we want to talk about is a personality trait that can impact our health and stress as well. So, some people have high levels of what we call dispositional optimism, and this is basically where the person is generally an optimistic person. We know what that is. This is a person that expects or hopes for positive outcomes and that works towards things because they expect that good things will happen. And optimism isn't so much saying like I'm just going to leave it and something good's going to happen, but it's the idea that if I work towards it, then I can reach my goal. That I can do things that are able to be accomplished. Let's put it that way. So we also know that having more dispositional optimism can be beneficial in terms of health and stress. So similar to the research relating to post-surgery pain experiences with laughter, people with high dispositional optimism are less likely to experience as much pain as people who are less dispositionally optimistic. So, being optimistic can help us in our recovery from both physical trauma, so traumatic brain injury, from surgeries, and also from psychological traumas as well, such as PTSD from experiencing trauma from being in war. There's been research that shows that soldiers who were higher in dispositional optimism um, experienced fewer symptoms of PTSD after their return from service. So, we also know, though, that some people who have high dispositional optimism experience what we call positive illusions. This is kind of what the pessimist says to the optimist of like, you're delusional if you think that good things are always going to happen. So positive illusions are things like, dispositional optimists thinking that, things are going to work out if I just, make some changes or I do these things. So basically, kind of, telling yourself that things will work out in order to continue to move forward in what you need to do. So those illusions can help us to stay positive, to stay optimistic, and maybe to continue positive health behaviors in the hopes that those positive health behaviors will help us become more healthy, especially if we are sick. So today in Random in Psychology, we have been talking about the influences of laughter and optimism on stress and health, and I will see you tomorrow.